Hi, this is pre-calc video on factoring review on Easy AC. All right, anytime you've got a polynomial with three terms, and the leading coefficient is 1, that means here, okay, in front of your x squared, then you can use the Easy AC method. And we're always looking for factors of C that add to B. Okay. In this case, we're looking for factors of 4 that add to 5. Okay. Now, I have a little chart that I like to use for that, so I don't have to write those words over and over and over and over again. So maybe you can get used to my little chart here. So I'm looking for factors of 4, there's a 4, whose sum is 5. So all of the factor pairs of 4 would be 4 and 1 and 2 and 2. The ones that add to 5 are 4 and 1. I call those the magic numbers. Okay, I don't know why I call them that. I just do. All right. Once you know what your magic numbers are, okay, they're your last times last. So x squared is x times x, and your last times last are your magic numbers. That's the 4 and the 1. Positive 4, positive 1. So for problem number 2, okay, I was looking for factors of C, which is 14, whose sum is B, which is 9. Okay, the magic numbers are 7 and 2. So the first times first gives you x times x. The last times last are the magic numbers. They're 7 and 2. Positive 2. Okay. This is easy. That's why I call it Easy EC. Problem 3. All right. We're looking for factors of C whose sum is B. So 3 and 1 are the only two ways that you can factor 3. Now, I'm going to have to play with the signs here. I need them to add to a negative 4. So if they were both negative, they would add to negative 4, and they would multiply to positive 3. Negative 3 times negative 1 is positive 3. So this is square root, first times first is x times x. Last times last is negative 3 and negative 1. All right, problem number 4. I need factors of negative 10 whose sum is 3. So I'm going to try 5 and 2. Now, since this is a negative, okay, that means that one of the signs of the two numbers has to be negative, because when you multiply and you have different signs, it gives you a negative answer. So either the 5 is negative or the 2 is negative, and we want to make the bigger number positive because they're adding up to a positive 3. So we're going to make 5 positive, negative 2. 5 plus negative 2 is positive 3, and 5 times negative 2 is negative 10. So the first times first is a times a, and the last times last is positive 5 and negative 2. Okay, I'm just going to keep going, because you have to get really good at this so you can do this fast. So, factors of 40, whose sum is 13, or 8 and 5. Factors of 12, whose sum is negative 8. multiply to a positive 12, and they add to a negative 8. Factors of negative 27, whose sum is 6. Okay. I need one of those two numbers to be negative because they multiply to a negative. I need the bigger one to be positive because they add to a positive 6. Okay. With these examples, I want to show you that sometimes the problems are not given in descending exponent order. So what you have to do when that happens is rewrite it, putting the term with the largest exponent first. And then there's a rule with factoring. Anytime the first term is negative, the GCF is negative. So I'm going to factor a negative 1 out. So anything divided by negative 1 changes the sign, so that becomes positive c to the second, positive 2c, and negative 80. Now, since inside the parentheses I've got 3 terms, the leading coefficient is 1, now I want to look for magic numbers. So I'm looking for factors of negative 80, whose sum is positive 2. 8 and 10. Okay, positive 10, negative 8, because 2 is positive, so the larger number has to be positive. So I've got c minus 8 times c plus 10. I'm going to rewrite this one in descending exponent form. And I'm going to factor out a negative 1. I'm going to look for magic numbers. I'm looking for factors of negative 6, whose sum is negative 5. Okay. My first instinct was to go 3 and 2. They do add to negative 5, but they multiply to a positive 6, so that's wrong. Let's try 6 and 1. Okay, because the two numbers have to have different signs to multiply to a negative 6, right? So if I do negative 6 and positive 1, I made the 6 negative because they add to a negative 5, so the larger term has to be negative. So bring down the negative up front. I have p minus 6 times p plus 1. All right, I think that's it for easy AC.